If you want to find out how Bernard went from $3,000 to over $100,000 profits in 9 months, make sure you tune into this video. Hey guys, welcome to our Modern Wealth podcast, where we aim to empower, enrich and evolve your lives. Every week we have absolutely amazing guests who come to share with us their stories on how they broke through in their lives, in many different aspects. And today we have a very special guest. He's one of the most inspiring figures in our Crypto Rockets community. If you're part of the community, you will definitely have heard of his name for sure. And he is none other than Bernard, right? So in this segment today, we're going to find out some of the coins that made him have an absolute breakthrough, some of his mindsets, exactly how he went literally from having a $3,000 account to clocking over $100,000 in profits in 9 months. We're going to detail the entire journey and how you can achieve the same as well. If that interests you, make sure you continue watching our video. So now let's get started. Bernard, thanks for coming on the show, bro.
No problem. Nice to be here.
But if you can, so a lot of the guys know you, they have heard, they see your results being posted, they are very inspired by your journey, which is great, and I'm so happy for you. But can you just share a bit of your background, like where you're from, right? What was your background growing up with regards to money and, this whole financial freedom thing?
Okay, so I actually come from Malaysia, in a small town of Ipoh. So when I actually grew up, I came from a background where we don't talk about investment. So we don't talk about property, we don't talk about stocks, because probably when I grew up, we had some relatives who actually didn't do well in stocks and all those things. So because of that, it's something like a taboo subject all this while. So all this while growing up, the people that I mix with, they also don't talk about stocks, they don't talk about in any form of investment, not even property investment, all those things. So I grew up, then after that, I went and study. And then I came to Singapore to work in 2002. So I've been here since 2002. So when I came here to work, the people that I mix with, also nobody talks about investment, stocks and all those things. After work, we'll probably go and play snooker, we'll go and play bowling, and that's it. So currently my job is, I'm actually an event organizer. So I've been involved in this line for 14 years. So it's a tough job, because especially during peak season, so it's tough. So I have to work almost every night during peak season, and that's about it lah. So I've been here working many jobs. I've been a salesperson. I go to door to door to knock HDB when I first came to Singapore, selling an alarm system. So those people who see me will probably remember that I ever knock on their door. Maybe some of their parents will scold me that I'm knocking very late at night selling them an alarm system. You see. So after that, I became an event organizer.
So at what point of time do you realize that maybe you needed a change? Right? Was there something that happened that really triggered you to say that I need to look for something different in my life?
Okay, all this while working for events, I have always been looking for alternatives. But it's not easy to look for alternatives because of my age. I'm 48 this year, see. So, and plus, whatever qualification that I have, I won't be able to get a job that can pay me well, you see, and also because my liability is a lot. So I've been looking for alternative and extra money, extra pocket. So once in a while, I actually join certain friends to see whether you do some side income a little bit small and there, and then do some selling in eBay those days, joining. But nothing concrete lah. So how did I get to know CRP? Is just by luck lah. Probably because I'm not sure whether you changed the algorithm or whatever during in my Facebook, because the people that I mix with, they are my friends. Nobody also trade in stocks, because those are my circle of friends. You see, nobody trade in stocks, forex, and all those things. So in my Facebook, I won't have any advertisement that come out of nowhere. So I'm not sure why. So one fine day, you actually came out and saw, what is this about? Talking about extra money, you see. So in my life, I have, while growing up, I actually thought to myself that I've actually missed out on two boats, you see. When I first came to Singapore, when I have some money, I thought about wanting to see whether there's any chance to invest, but I'm not good at it. So in my life, in the past, I told myself that I've actually missed two two boats. One was during the Lehman Brothers collapse. Okay, I was working in a company selling security alarm as well. And then somebody was just saying, at that time, the project Las Vegas Sands, you see, so they were building in Singapore.
Yeah.
So the shares went until very, very low, you see. So I was like, discussing with my friends, my colleague, and I was saying, should we buy or not? Las Vegas Sands is very low. At the time it was below $10, I still remember, very low, And then our logical mind was like saying, well, this project eventually would create a lot of job occupation to Singaporeans, you see. So I was thinking to buy or not, because I don't think Singapore would allow this project to fail, because if not, it's no good to everybody. So, but I didn't dare to take the step, because at that time everybody was panicking, and because I don't have people who advise me, so I missed the first boat. After that, it went up all the way, Las Vegas Sands, I remember until now. Then the second time it came, the second boat was when Facebook wanted to IPO. I mean, it's open to the public.
Yes.
I wanted to buy as well the stocks. You see, me and my friends in the circle, we wanted to buy the stocks. And we were also discussing, this thing is going to be huge, next time, everybody have a Facebook account. Who doesn't have a Facebook account? It's sort of like no-brainer like that, see. Then we bump into another colleague who give his opinion. This colleague who has a brother who works in a bank, you see, will say, you better not, because Facebook actually don't have assets. At that particular time, they don't have any assets, It's just social media, nothing. They don't own anything. Don't have solid assets, Then we think, it's quite true, you see. So, immediately, I think after it launched the price, immediately it went down a lot, you see. So that friend's brother was laughing and said, see, luckily you never invest, we meet during Christmas and say, luckily you never invest, See, now go down already, Subsequently, every other month Christmas, his brother, his friend, they're not joined already, because after that, Facebook went. So when your advertisement came, I told myself, okay, I'm not young anymore already. Okay, I'm 46, 47 already, see. I'm not going to miss this boat. I got nothing to lose. This is just a preview, you see. Just go and listen. So I listened to your preview. Very convincing to me. To me, I look at it, just join. I can afford it. I don't want to, I've already regretted 2 times in my life. No, I don't want to regret for the third time in my life, not trying something that I think gives me a chance. At the end, if it doesn't work out, so what? I can afford the money and life still goes on. So that's how I actually got to know you. But immediately after I clicked your advertisement, thereafter until now, non-stop, I will see everybody's advertisement is in the Facebook right now.
Interesting. That's what happens, bro. But very interesting that you share this, bro. I don't know whether, I never knew about your Las Vegas Sands, your Facebook story.
Yeah.
But do you know something, bro?
No.
Both of these opportunities I took advantage of,
Oh, okay.
Back then when I first started, LVS was one of the first
Correct.
stocks. Facebook, after it crashed, I got in one of my biggest positions in my life as well, right? So these 2 investments made me a lot of money, interestingly, right?
So should have got to know you much earlier.
But anyways, anytime, right now, I always believe the right timing always happens, right? So you came to us again. At that point of time, you said enough is enough. I want to get involved. You never ever traded stocks before. You never traded forex or anything else before. You came to the class completely blur sotong.
Yeah.
Right? How was the class for you? Was it overwhelming? Was it very difficult? Was it easy to understand?
Okay, to be fair, because it was a class, you see, I also don't want to be. I don't want to spoil the class to keep asking questions, which I think a lot of people will actually know, you see. To me, it was all foreign because I've never traded. So whatever, all these platforms you're talking previously, now we are using Bybit, Maxi, and Binance, all this. So all these platforms are foreign to me. I don't even know where to click because I've never traded any form of investment on any platform. So at that time, it was very challenging to me. So honestly speaking, whatever you tell me, even during the boot camp, you will say, okay, everybody, let's buy this coin. Not that I don't buy, I don't even know how to buy. You see, so it's not so good lah. But after the class, so I told you that. Remember, I sent you SMS. SOS, man. For me to try to see whether it works or not. At least to the bare minimum, I must know. I'll put my order, put where, which box to put, where do you put your take profit and all those things, you see. So I needed help. So that's why after the class, I asked you, I needed help, then I joined the elite. So immediately after I joined, But to be fair, I'm a very disciplined person because I told you, I've missed two major opportunities in my life, you see. So I told myself, I'm not young, I don't want to miss any more opportunity. And even if I have to do very, very basic stuff that people might laugh at me, I don't care. Okay, I'm somebody that, you ask me to wash toilet, give me money, I also would do that one. I'm really, really very thick-skinned one, you see. I'm brought up this way, that my dad would tell my headmaster, my son do anything wrong, or you just slap him only. So I've been brought up that way, that if I don't know, I actually ask. I actually really didn't care what other people actually think about it, you see. So I was disciplined because I really, really wanted to change my life. One of the bad thing about my current job, well, I hope my colleague is not watching this. So one of the current thing that I don't like about my job is that it takes up a lot of my family time. I don't get to travel, especially during Christmas. My wife loves to travel to Europe. We've never been to Europe for Christmas for the past 14, 15 years. So I hope to change lah.
Very, very nice, very nice. As in, it's true, bro. You know, one thing that money can do a lot of things, right? But your time is finite.
Yeah.
Your time will always run out, right? Like every year, one thing that always happens is that you get older. Correct or not?
Yeah.
Right? And we don't want to live to a point where we regret not doing certain things, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's very, very important that you realize that I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to spend time with my loved ones. Why? Because it's important,
Yeah.
right? Why wait until you are maybe cannot walk anymore, 60 plus or whatever it is?
Yeah.
If you can enjoy yourself now, why not enjoy now?
Yeah, correct.
Right? So it's great, man. But of course, to be able to do that, you need to be able to find a viable stream of income that can actually help you to replace or have something different,
Yeah.
right? So again, you had no idea. You came to me. I still remember we had a one-to-one session, and he was very, very blur, right? Not knowing when to click. Hey, this 20x, 10x, how all these questions he was asking me. I was like, wow, this guy a lot of questions, man, right? So one of the things that I noticed from him straight away was that he was very, very inquisitive. He asked questions and he asked until he could clarify, until he was very, very clear, right? So it's about always having this curious mindset, right? Because curiosity, right? You must be curious. If you're not curious, you're not asking questions, for example, then it'll be very, very hard for you to, learn, right? Be curious, ask questions, you will learn along the way, right? But of course, intelligent questions is also important. So anyways, so besides that, bro, so how do you get started? Maybe in that first 2 weeks, for example, what do you do specifically when you first started? What were some of the habits you immediately inculcated, right? So maybe you can share about watching the videos and all that stuff.
Okay, when I first started, because I didn't know much things about technical analysis, so what I did was, initially I was told to watch all the videos on the technical analysis. So I did watch all the videos about how to put in the first trade, how to analyze certain coins, how to analyze certain candlestick pattern. But because I told myself I paid to attend this course already, and I'm going to make sure that I make full use of the course. So what I did was that I came up with a schedule, you see. So what I do is that I told myself that, okay, because usually I wake up about 8 o'clock. So as usual, so what I set a schedule for myself, which means that on Monday to Friday, 9 to 11, I'm going to look at trades. I'm going to learn about crypto, because I have to leave my house at about 11 plus to go to work, you see. So I set a schedule from Monday to Friday, 9 to 11. I'm going to listen, I'm going to learn how to put in trades, how to analyze certain charts. And then when I come home at night, after dinner, it's about 8 or 9, I will open up my laptop again and I will go through the charts again and see, okay, what have I learned? If I put in some charts during the daytime, at night I would go back and see, okay, how is this a coin doing? Have you hit my take profit or stop loss? So at night, I would make it a point to review it one. I do not put in a trade the next day without reviewing it, because I don't want to make any mistake. So first thing that I did was I actually make a timetable, a schedule. What day, what time I'm going to study, I'm going to learn about crypto. So initially, because I was new, I actually put in $5 only as my margin. So I didn't put in a lot because I wanted to test to see whether my understanding is correct. But although I'm not crypto expert, but certain things actually that were quite common sense to me lah, because I wanted to make sure that I don't keep losing money. So what I did was that, because part of the community on Sunday live trading, Calvin would actually give some trades to trade one, you see. So he would give some calls. He say, okay, this week we're going to have 3 or 4 calls. You all can try to long this, you see. So I wanted to make sure that I was safe. That while I learned the process of improving, I don't lose a lot of money, okay, because I already paid already. So what happens is that on my own, I only trade $5. So maybe one day I put in one trade. Okay, so end of 5 days, maybe if I can, I put between maybe 5 to 6 trades like that. So initially when I started, it was very bad because I practically don't understand, but I put $5. So out of 10 trades, I maybe make only 2 trades. And that's also purely based on luck. After a while, I actually go through it. But I didn't want to keep losing money. So what happened is that very simple. On my own, I placed $5. So whenever Kelvin gives those coins on Sunday, I'll just whack $100. Seriously. And that time is a lot. But I told myself, you guys are supposed to be the expert lah, huh? So I can be confident lah. If you guys are not good, then that's it lah. I mean, this is the last throw of the dice lah. So the good thing is the calls given by Kelvin is very, very accurate. Okay, so what I do is every week I either break even or I have a little bit more profit. Because whatever I make from Kelvin, let's say for example $30, $40, let's say for example, and on my own, let's say for example, I lose also let's say $20, $30, I'm still in the game. So I didn't feel discouraged because while I learned, I did not lose money. I still make money lah. So initially that's how I slowly grow, and then in our elite program, we actually have a very we have a very systematic guideline one. So that actually helps me a lot lah. So you teach me, okay, these are the 10 blocks you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do systematically what you're going to do, what trade are you going to do. And then initially when you're new, you're supposed to trade only one strategy, which is longing the trend. Only when your win rate is high, then you slowly scale up. So I scale up from $5 to $10. Then I remember all 5, 10, $30, $50, $100, $300, $500. So now my regular margin is $2,000.
$2,000.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that $2,000 because I know that my winning rate is high. So every time I put in $2,000, I'll just trade the same pattern and the same type of coins I trade usually. So that's how I'm able to scale up because I'm just purely follow systematically.
So in terms of the coins that you trade, are there maybe a list of favorite coins, or do you just look at what is in the screeners, or how do you choose the coins that you trade?
Okay, initially I have a few favorites one, but later I realized that because we learned a few other strategies in CRP, but the one that can guarantees me the highest winning rate is longing the trend. I'm the most comfortable one, meaning that if I put in long, my win rate is actually very high one. Then I realized that some of the coins that I actually like, sometimes it cannot be, they keep longing all the time, you see. Yeah, so because of that, after a while, I realized that the best way is actually still to go through the screener, because the setting that you guys give us is quite chun one. So almost every other day, I can find a trade to trade one, just on longing alone.
Okay, so you mainly focus on longing the trend.
Yeah, it's just longing.
Okay.
On the screener, the coins that we take.
Very, very nice. So yes, we do have a proper screener and everything that we actually give to actually show our students what are the best coins to long and short, right? So that's something that we do provide as part of our program as well, right? So which obviously Bernard is a part of. And each trade, right, bro, if you can just share them some context currently right now with the margin that you trade, like how much can it make you on a weekly basis, bro?
Okay, when I first started, I told myself one thing, very simple one. I only wanted extra pocket money of $1,000. When I first started, that was my initial goal. Because I thought
$1,000 a month.
$1,000 a month, yes. Why I thought that $1,000 can pay my electricity, water bill, and pay the food for my dog already, So it can pay a lot. It can pay a lot of bill. And how did I came up with this $1,000 is that every day I'm very simple. I only want to make $50 a day. At that time, that was my target. I told myself, every day I got $50, which means that I only trade 5 days a week, right? So every week is $250. So 1 month times 4 weeks is about 1,000. So initially I actually wanted to have that target. Initially when I first started. Then I realized that the daily target is not so feasible because there were times where I had to rush to work early. I have some issues. I have to start to work early, and when I start to slowly worry, comes to the afternoon. Oh, this morning I didn't have chance to trade at all, So that means that today's chance of earning $50 is gone already lah. So at night I try to put in a trade, and sometimes because I set a target which is on a daily basis, I put in trade in a rush. So I lost a trade at night. Second day, I have to purposely force myself to make back what I lost on the first day, you see, to keep up the momentum, which I think is not so good. So after a while, I told myself that's not supposed to be a way lah. I also want to have some time. So what I do was that thereafter, I actually told myself that I'm going to have a weekly target instead of a daily target. So if the weekly target, certain days I make more, so be it. Certain days, on that day, if I don't have time to trade, it's okay. I have another 4 more days to actually trade. And I have very strict guideline. That means that once I hit my target on 250, I'm not going to trade already.
Very good.
Okay, I told myself, that's it. Because along the way, I used to think that within 3 days, I hit $250. Maybe another 2 more days, I can trade. Maybe I can earn a little bit more. Then I realized that it doesn't work all the time that way. I traded the other 2 days, maybe it is still another 250, or worst thing, sometimes it reduced down to 200, which make me really sad. I put in so much effort, you see. So now I have a habit that once I hit the target, I'm going to stop. Enough. Go and do other things, go and eat, go bring my wife out.
Yeah. Very nice. So what's the weekly target right now, man?
Weekly target right now is 5,000. If it's not because I still maintain that, although now is peak season, I don't get to trade so often, but my target is 5K a week.
Very nice, very nice. $5,000 a week, guys, right? Which he hits consistently, hits very, often, very well, right? And that's how basically he's managed to scale the account, $3,000 to over $100,000 in profits in 9 months, no joke, guys, right? So is it possible? The answer is absolutely, right? So guys, again, if you've enjoyed the video so far, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to the video, and we're gonna get into more tips, more tricks with regards to how he actually pulls it off, how he actually goes through, multiple setbacks and whatever not, right? So again, guys, if you liked it so far, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We'll catch you guys in a bit. At what point were you really fully convinced that this could really be something that could help you, replace full-time income, help you become financially free? At what point do you actually realize it?
Okay, I finished the boot camp in end of February. So I've actually put in a lot of trades for the next 2 months. So March, April, after I finish all the videos, all those things, I start to put in trade to actually learn. Somewhere in May, I realized that I'm not sure about others okay, because down the line I've also met a lot of CRP people who somehow say that it's very difficult, something like that. For me, it was not difficult to follow the instruction. That's number one. After a while, somewhere in May or June, okay, I somehow can see that there are certain charts. That's probably because I trade a lot. There are certain charts, it's quite easy to recognize one. Somewhere in June, I realized that there are certain things that can easily tell me what to do or something. It's just something like somewhere in June, my eyes are open now. You just open up, I practically can see this one got a good chance to actually long one. And then what made me improve even more is I think in June you actually do elite competition, remember?
Yes.
Yeah, so you do an elite competition, then I have to put a lot of trade on. That was crazy because to me, I'm practically a very competitive person by nature. Okay, we play bowling, we play sports, football. I don't want to lose one. So I'm a very, very competitive person, you see. In fact, for the competition, I've actually applied for leave, Okay, I'm not going to work this one whole week. I said, okay, I'm not going to work this one whole week. I'm going to stay at home. Yeah, I took leave. I told my colleague, okay, now you're cover for me 1 week. I'm not going to go to work. I'm home based. Anything happen, you just can call me. I'll settle it. I'm going to home based because that's how I treat competition. So I'm very serious. So just in the competition alone, I put in a lot of trades. I think one time you remember I put in 40 over trades. It was very exhausted, but it was a competition, so I was willing to actually put it in. But only after the elite competition finished completely, the 10 days, I start to review back my trade. And when I review back my trade, I realized that there were a few patterns along the way that is very easily identifiable. One that I always have to trade is the breakout from the MA 200. I think you also know I shared before one. So there are certain patterns that you actually see that is very easy to identify one. That's when I slowly slow down a lot, because if not those days when I first started, when I know how to trade already, I put in about 30 to 40 trades a day one. And that's crazy. I put in a trade, make $30, exit. Put in another trade, make $20, exit, and all those things. So after June, I realized that I sort of can see certain things I can recognize. To me, it was quite easy to recognize, you see. Then only I realized, all these Kelvin always use that sentence that I never understood initially. He says trading is actually very predictable if you know what it is all about. So after June, I realized that, certain patterns, certain chart is quite predictable to me. I sort of know that it's very high chance that it will go up, it will actually go down, when you see. So only then I realized it's easily recognizable, and because of that, I slowly dare to scale up. And when I scale up, I tend to appreciate putting less trade. I somehow appreciate, the saying goes, the less is more sometimes, that I want to be patient, that I want to wait for all the indicators and signs to show to my favor that is very, very high chance, probability of high chance of winning, then only I put in a trade. Not to say that if I only see half the indicators are met, I put in means I will lose money. But it's just that I prefer to put in the trade where all the indicators are aligned. Because to me, the objective of trading ultimately is to make money.
Of course.
See, no point, and it's not like how many trades you put in. So after a while, I realized that you just need to be patient. There are plenty of opportunities. So last time you ever shared to me when I first joined, also say, you just wait for the right setup. You always used to say this. Then later on, after June, I realized what you mean. Wait for the right setup. Because once it is what do you call that? It is worth to wait for the right setup, because once you wait for the right setup comes, you put in a bigger margin and you win. You can tell yourself that, okay, I'm done for the day, you see. So I slowly start to reduce my trade, and I realize that when I reduce my trade, I'm not so desperate. I take time to look at trades. I get to have more time to make a decision, and that's when I slowly make more money per week.
Guys, I want to just share something which is very, very important, right? So, number one, you will recognize patterns when you put in the time, you put in the work, you put in the effort, right? There's no escape around like, I want to look maybe 10 minutes a day and then I want to become a master. It doesn't work that way, right? Like, Bernard put in the hours, he put in the effort until, like he said, right, until suddenly his eyes open, he can actually see, when you look at this, you know certain things. So again, like these kind of things, guys, honestly speaking, it's very, very hard to teach. Right? Why? Because I've spent, like, for myself, I've spent like the last 13 years looking at charts every day, bro. Like, obviously we spend so much time. Like, imagine, bro, I've spent, I don't know, man, tens of thousands of hours, right? Looking, you can see lah, right? I know a particular setup, I know, roughly what's going to happen, for example. And that you can only get when you actually put in the work. There's no escape around it. There's no two ways around it, right? So you can depend on somebody else lah. But if you want to be self-sufficient, you've got to do the work yourself. Right? So, so that's what you did, right? So again, some context, the competition that we did, the elite competition, was basically, I got a whole bunch of my guys to start off an account, a fresh account with $1,000, and we would trade every day for 10 days to see who can get the biggest return, right? So Bernard won the competition. I still remember he went from $1,000 to $3,300 in 10 days, right? So he 3.3x his account in 10 days, basically. But again, when we did a review, nobody could match his work ethic. Nobody could match the amount of effort that he put in. I was like, holy shit, man. Dude took leave for 10 days. Like, I was on holiday, right? But anyways, right? So it was amazing. But again, this shows you some qualities, some principles behind what it takes, right? So people are like, I want to be like him, I want to be like them. Do you know the backstory? Do you know the effort? Do you know the time? Do you know the energy actually put in, right? So this is something that I want to make you all aware of as well, right? Like, there's no two ways around it. If you want success, if you want your freedom, for example, can you achieve it in a matter of 6 to 9 months? Yes, sure. But what do you need to do, right? So this is kind of what it takes, right? So again, Bernard, thank you so much for sharing, like, the work that went in behind your success. It wasn't overnight, bro. Let's be upfront, right? It didn't happen like overnight. I met Rash and then no, it wasn't that, right? As much as I taught him, Kelvin, my partner, taught him as well, there was that work that he put in to get to where he is, right? So, very, very, very important, bro. All right. So, two more questions I want to ask you. So, maybe in your journey, what were some maybe setbacks that you faced that maybe made you question, can this work or not? Like, was there ever a point of time where there was a setback that got you thinking, that got you deterred or whatever not?
Okay. So, in my journey so far in CRP, was there any setback or things that actually make me doubt or whatsoever it is? Honestly speaking, no. Okay, I want to share that I don't have. That's because I wanted this desperately. I wanted this to work. And you know, when I joined the elite, Kelvin were to give some elite calls one. And his call is so accurate. And then when you share during the breakfast club, I can't wake up that early every morning when I can't come all the way to the office here to meet up with you. But I usually wake up at about 8 plus, 8:30 or what. But whenever you do a breakfast club, I force myself to wake up at 7:45 to attend, you know. And every time I attend, every time I make money one, you know. So I only believe one thing. I'm mixing with people who are already making a lot of money. See, I just need to copy and I just need to follow what you guys do. And there's no way I can not achieve that. Because as long as I follow your habit, I follow your practice, I follow what you've actually taught, it should be proven. Because you guys are successful, you see. Along the way, I do meet a lot of people who says that they feel like giving up. You know, along the way, I've also met a lot of people personally from my group, from other group. They did actually share. They shared it's actually very difficult. Then I realized one thing that one of the things that helped me not to give up was because I actually have put in a goal one. You know, in my toilet, in my toilet, the mirror there, every morning when I brush my teeth, I should take a picture and show you next time. I've actually put down all the quotes, all the things and all the dreams and objectives I want. One of it is actually to bring my wife to Portugal for Christmas next year. I put it there. I'm gonna put a quote, whatever quote I actually see that's actually very, very good, you see, I'll actually paste it, you know, to motivate myself, that to remind me that, okay, I have an objective and my goal. And my goal is to quit doing events. I'm really tired. Events don't give me much time to spend time with my wife, you know, my family. So I really want to quit, and I want to make sure that I'm successful. I don't care whether sometimes if I hear some negative things or not. I only look at one thing, because in all sorts of business, you have people who make it. You also have people who fail, who don't actually make it. So if I got a choice, do I want to look at the people who don't make it and listen to people who cannot make it, or do I want to follow people who make it? You know, who says positive things. Along the way, while I grew up, I sort of like know. I mean, I know this in Singapore only when I came to work. You know, is that in life, it's not so much about what you know, but it's who you know.
Absolutely.
You see, so it's about networking. It's who you know. So when I look at this group, I look at you, I look at Kelvin. You both are successful people, and if both of you can do it, I just need to stick very close to your method. So what you do, I just follow. I'm sure I will hit my objective one. And why should I go and follow and listen to people who don't make it, who have all these negative thoughts? So honestly speaking, I was quite disciplined. This is my character. Maybe because I told myself that no, I'm not young anymore. How many more rounds I want to try? I missed 2 boats already, I told you earlier on. So I'm not going to allow any negative things. I'm not going to allow any setbacks to deter me. So every morning, wake up, I brush my teeth. All the quotes and all the objective and goal that I have, it's all pasted on the mirror when I brush my teeth. It sort of remind me in the morning when I start the day that I have a goal to achieve next year.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, 2023 has been a breakthrough year for you, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey man, we did appear in your life, and again, you've been a blessing to the community as well. We've always been sharing. So many people have been blessed by you too, right? So again, tell us, man, 2024, what's the big vision, the big dream? What do you want to aim for in terms of your own results, in terms of everything else?
Okay, so before getting to know you, I never even think a simple person like me can get 1 million in a bank account. Never in my life one. Because of the people that I grew up with, where can you earn so much money? Unless you own a big organization, you are CEO of a big corporation that gives you bonus 1 million, for example, then you actually have a chance. To me, it was very simple. In my goal for 2024, when I first started, I actually wanted to quit my job. That was my main goal and objective. I wanted to quit my job, and I put in a deadline, because for us events, we have a contract. My contract ends on 31st of October next year. So I'm not going to renew the contract. So I'm going to have faith, that I will definitely be able to make it. So I'm going to quit on 31st of October. That's my deadline. So that November, December, I can bring my wife to Portugal. I like Portugal. See, that's number one. And along the way, when I when I mix with you and I join some of the retreat that you actually have, I hear people share, I come to associate myself, I get to know people who make a lot of money. Then only I realize that if you are focused, if you have the right mindset, actually 1 million is not a lot. I've met people in the retreat, it's peanuts to them, 1 million, which I think it's so difficult to hit 1 million in my life. But after a while, when I sort of know and see the potential of crypto, I see from this coin, easily now it's not a bull run yet, I've been in this community. I see so many coins, not even bull run, ran up 6x, 7x already, and that's on the safe side, and that is also without leverage, Some coins like Rune, Solana. When I first got to know Solana, it was about $10 or $11 or $13. I can't remember now. It's already so high up. So it is, when I look at it, that there is a potential. You see, I cannot think of anything that can even double my money within such a short period of time. So now that because I've really collected a sum of money, so I thought that just to be a millionaire, I just need to 10x only lah. So I think that it's actually possible lah. I'm not only possible, I think it's very, very achievable and possible. Also because I'm mixing with the right people. I'm mixing with people who strive to reach the higher highs, you see, not just a mediocre. So what's my goal for next year? I want to quit job. I want to be able to one day, travel. This is my dream, to travel, like for example, okay, let's go to Portugal for 3 months. You see, so don't worry anything. Well, do what? Just do. And then when you wake up in the morning, suddenly you say, I feel like going to Germany. Then I'll just tell my wife, hey, let's pack up, let's take a flight to Germany. So you don't need to be restricted and all those things. Man, so I want to live that kind of life lah.
And to hit the million.
Yeah, definitely. I will. I'm quite confident I will.
Very, very good. Guys, again, look at the confidence in his face, right? But I tell you something. For Bernard, it'll be difficult not to achieve it. It'll be difficult not to, right? Again, I've laid out the game plan. I've shared him everything exactly how you can do it. It's just a matter of time, lah, right? So probably do a video again really, really soon on, hey man, $1 million, so let's go, right?
Yeah.
So that's basically something I'm looking forward to. Again, in 9 months, you hit over 100,000. Again, how it works very simply is the snowball compounds, right? You know what you're doing, right? You have that sum of money. It just compounds and grows faster and faster, right? And again, we are just at the cusp of things really rocketing and flying. So again, the future is very, very bright, brother. I feel very, very excited for
Thank you.
Right? So, I'm glad that I was able to be that spark in that journey, right? And again, the beautiful thing is that, I always believe in the spirit of giving, of contributing, of always helping each other out, to pull more people along the ride, right? So again, Bernard is a very, very integral part of it, right? He helps, he empowers, he inspires so many people to actually move up and move further in their own journey of crypto trading as well, which is fantastic, right? But Bernard, I want to ask you one very important question, right? Some people, they try, they don't succeed, they try, they don't succeed, and whatever. It doesn't work. For example, what are some common mistakes people make? Right? What are some common mistakes people make, which always keeps them on the negative, losing end, and then they get very frustrated? What are some common characteristics you see in these people, and what are the mistakes that they make?
Okay, I've met a lot of people along the way. People will come and buy me coffee and wanted to find out and then share their stories and all those things. And I realized that if I were to summarize it, there's practically 3 things why they are not where I am. Number 1, they sort of cannot control their emotions. They are very kanchiong one, meaning that if they see somebody posting a trade on a certain coin, and then second person posts a trade, third person posts a trade at the same coin, they'll tell themselves, I don't want to lose out, you see, so I also want to trade on that coin. But by the time they trade, it's too late already, the chart is already, the price already goes up so high, you see. Cannot control their emotions. Also include sometimes, those people they shared with me, sometimes when they buy a coin to go up, it comes down. When it comes down, what they do is they quickly hit their stop loss, they will come down, they say, okay, I think it's supposed to be short lah. So they short. Immediately when they short, it will goes back all up. So they do what we call a revenge trading. See, for me, I shared with them, I have a habit. I never trade on the same coin that I lose on the same day. Usually when I trade, I open up my laptop. On top there are a lot of tabs, right? So I can have 10 tabs of 10 different coins that I want to look at. So if this tab, let's say for example Solana, for example, I lose money on it, whatever it is. But because I know that sometimes I can't control my emotion, so what I do is I choose to purposely close the entire tab or the window of Solana. I don't even want to see after it hit my stop loss. Does it goes up or does it come all the way down? I rather close the tab, and I'm not going to be itchy fingers and somehow open another tab and go see, hey, how Solana actually, did it go further down or did it actually go up? So I make sure that these small habits don't take over my emotions. So I have certain rules lah. Like I don't trade initially when I lose more than $300. I'm going to close my laptop. I'm going to go out. But there are a lot of people. Why they couldn't do is basically they cannot control emotion. It's not easy, but it takes a lot of practice.
Yep.
So I did share what is the best way to control your emotion is keep reminding what's your goal, number one. And number two, keep reminding yourself before you put in the trade, are all the stars aligned? Is your winning probability high? Your chances, if you were to put in, is my chance high or not? Ask yourself this before you actually click the button to long or to short, you see. Ask yourself first before you actually put in. So you have to practice that. So number one, they can't control the emotion. Second thing, they didn't start with a strong base. I realized that when I talked to them. When they first started certain trades, they put in $1,000. They think that, oh, this trade looks nice, I put $1,000. This trade not so nice, I put $100. Ended up, they win on the $100 trade, but they lose on the $1,000 trade. Yes. So they don't have a systematic way of looking through how I actually put in a trade consistently to be able to gauge. So to them, they don't want to start low. Yeah. To them, if I follow you like Bernard last time, $5 you put in, 10% profit is only 50 cents. Can't buy kacang putih 50 cents also, you see. So they don't want. They immediately want to see a higher return. So I realized that, no, you want to learn something, you want to be good, there's no two ways about it. Like I said, you have to put in the effort, build a strong base first. Don't scale up when you also don't know what is actually happening, you see. Make sure that your base is strong. You learn, you go through the video. Whenever only all the signs and all the indicators are with you, then only you put in. So a lot of people, they can like look in the trades the whole morning, don't have trade, very itchy finger, I didn't put in trade, I just put this one, not all the stars are aligned, only half the stars are aligned, I will just put in. So after a while, they lose money. So once they lose money, they get disappointed. They'll probably tell themselves that, oh, maybe crypto futures is not for me or something like that, see. But I did share with them that, no, it's not because of that, it's because you too kanchiong already. You didn't want to, on the first day, you wanted to make $1,000 already. See, that was the objective. For me, yes, I have an objective. I want to make money as well. But my main objective in the beginning was to make sure that I built a solid base for me to understand, to know why Rash and Kelvin have such a high winning rate. So that was my main objective. So if there's two things that I actually see, what are the things that make people, is number one, they cannot control the emotion. Number two, they are not willing to start from the scratch to build a strong base. They want to immediately put in big trades and just put in trade. And later on, when they burn their hands, they lose a lot of money, then you don't see them talking anymore already.
Yeah, exactly. It's very, very nice. Thank you for sharing, bro. Really, really appreciate it. Right. So, can we, Bernard, if I can ask you one question, right? So for maybe somebody watching this video, 2024, it's a new year, things are, they're looking forward, they have new resolutions, for example. Is this a year, like, what would you encourage them, right, to get on board? Do you think, like, this is the right time, this is the best opportunity? Like, how do you feel, like, for somebody who's wanting to get on board 2024, is this the best time? Is this a right opportunity for you to take advantage of?
Yeah, so I think that, because after I've been to this community, I realized that next year, Bitcoin is going to have its own halving. So based on the record, every time on the year where Bitcoin have a halving, it should be a bull run. But most important thing is, if you are looking for opportunity like me, you've been searching for opportunity like me all these years, you're tired of working just like me, looking for a way that you can actually quit your job and spend more time with your family, I think you can really try to understand more about what this community actually offer. My mindset was that when I first started was that I really got nothing to lose. Why don't I come and find out more? Don't care what other people say, whether, this don't happen to me, but when I talk to other people sometimes, they do tell me, hey, this crypto is actually scam. So for me, I was like, well, okay, whether it is scam or not, let's say for example, why don't you give yourself a chance to come and take a look, talk to the people that are in this community, see how it works, see how people trade, see what is the explanation that it has, and then you yourself make a decision to see whether it is the right thing for you or not. Okay, and in fact, if we actually see slowly more, we live in Singapore. Singapore have more and more companies hopping onto this blockchain technology already, you see. So if you ask me, if you are looking for a way to really quit a job, spend more time with your family, come and find out more, you really got nothing to lose, set a goal, okay? Because every year we age one lah. Okay, so if you can do something early and if you can make a decision early, why you want to wait until like 5 years or 10 years later, you see? So I came with a mindset that I've got nothing to lose. I'm willing to learn because I wanted to change my life, and it pays off lah. I'm grateful for you and Kelvin, you see. If I don't, especially you, if I don't ever see your advertisement pop up in my Facebook, I'll probably be still slogging as an event organizer for the next 10 years, I tell you.
So next time, guys, if you see my face on YouTube, make sure you click, make sure you attend the workshop, make sure you attend, right? Don't just keep my face. Make sure you click on my face, okay? You never know, your life might change, alright? Okay, awesome. Guys, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, no problem,
Thank you so much,
problem.
It's been
My
an
pleasure.
amazing sharing. I learned so much as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you'd like to be a part of our community, right, the link is right down below. You can actually come and watch our next workshop that actually goes on, and come and be a part of the community. You get to mix around with absolutely amazing people like Bernard, like myself, Kelvin, and all these many other stories as well. Right, again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you click the like button, make sure you subscribe for more videos like this, and most importantly, my friends, comment down below if you have any questions for Bernard. Please ask him in the comment section down below. Bernard will be more than happy to answer. Alright, thank you very much. Till next time. Bye, guys.